Welcome to the honors class. We're having a discussion about two books and how they relate together. And all of us have adopted another personality. I'm coming from Kenya, so here I have this very nice little wig right here that I can put on that sort of makes me look a little bit like my person from Kenya. So my question that I really have for the audience here is the Great Mobilization that Lester Brown describes beginning to happen around the world?
You said you wanted the first
Well, I mean,
Who are you?
I am Rick Boesken. I believe that it is starting to happen around the world. I mean, you can see it through the different multinational and UN-based sort of summits that have happened, the Kyoto Protocol, Copenhagen. So, I mean, there is a big multinational governmental support for it, which is what he really calls for, you know, a push from the government and changing the way we, you know, our policies sort of regulate these things. So I do believe that the Great Mobilization has begun to happen.
I am Hans von Ginkel, and I would, for the most part, concur with your analysis. However, I would believe that the Great Mobilization is very much in the beginning stages and would need to be propelled at a more rapid rate in order to truly comply with the thoughts in the book. Also, I believe that one of the primary ways we are reaching this Great Mobilization is through the education of the young, and actually all people throughout life, so that they understand why this mobilization is necessary and have the abilities to do research to carry forth the goals of the mobilization.
I am Araham Satendorf, and I believe that it is beginning to happen, and things that we have been seeing, like people becoming more globally aware, is definitely a good thing, and it's positive to look towards the future. But I also feel that if we work together, more closely together with people in our communities, other countries, that it will speed up the process.
See, I'm taking a seat. I'm Ms. Batai from Kenya, and I 100% agree with you that it is about a local deal. My concern is that I think it is happening at certain communities around the world, but it's not happening everywhere. It's not happening in every community, and it's not really happening at a global level. And so you have community from community. So we're creating some models out there, but it really isn't happening on a global scale, certainly not on a war level scale that Lester Brown talks about.
I'm a lady. Actually, I mean, I'm Hazel Brown. I think I definitely agree with that assessment, but I think we need to have more world leaders join in the movement because they shouldn't be ashamed of supporting whatever their ideas are, especially if it's on a worldwide level. So I think if we have more world leaders supporting the Great Mobilization, then as other leaders see that, then we'll have a lot more support overall in the world.
You know, just to jump in once again, because you can jump in anytime you want to, one of the things that interests me is that maybe the leaders get it, because here you have the largest conference in the history of the world was down in Rio de Janeiro called the Earth Summit, and it was really all the leaders from around the world. And you have a grassroots initiative. It's this mid-level management that keeps the status quo the same. And that's what I fight in the Green Belt movement, is how to break through that mid-level management people. Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think that it's important that we look towards the future. So what the most important thing is to educate our children about things that they can do, because eventually they're going to be the face of tomorrow, and they're going to be the ones who are responsible in the future.
And I think the way to do that is to change some of basic ideas about how things work. Some of the measurements that we use currently are outdated, and I think they really should. We should really take a deeper look at them and come up with better evaluations on how we should measure the progress that we're doing instead of using the old models.
I am Guillaume, I think, Ramis, and I'm a school teacher from Spain. And he's a man, but these earrings are from Spain, so that's my little character thing. But to draw about the world leaders thing, I mean, maybe it's not always better to start from the top, because what I've started a program is teaching the Earth Charter to the different schools and teaching it with the new generation and kind of what you said, the grassroots movement, because maybe if you teach that kind of knowledge from the beginning, it'll be more instilled. Just kind of my point of view.
What are some examples of the Great Mobilization? You know, what does Lester Brown really think the Great Mobilization is, or what was some of his work that he thinks wants to be explored?